What's up everybody, another beautiful day in the Dragon House, and today we're taking a look at Heroic Battle of Helm's Deep. The heroic assault of the Zaqali in the new raid Aberrus, the Shadowed Crucible. Now I'll be going over all the new mechanics, how they work, and how to deal with them. Now keep in mind this is PTR, so things can change or be reworked, but if it's majorly reworked, I will revisit this guide. So 3-phase fight with tons and tons of adds and a big old door. You face off against Warlord Cagney and an army of adds trying to storm the ramparts. Name of the game, defeat Warlord Cagney and make sure they don't smash open the door. So one could say you'd have to hold the door? Hold the door. So let's get into it. Phase 1 lasts between 100 and 80% HP. This is really just a prequel to the real Phase 1, if you will. So during this, boss will cast a frontal cone. Only active tanks should be hit by this. And this slam causes rubble to fall down, which are swirls. Deals damage if you get hit by them, but they also spawn rubble you can interact with and get an extra action button, which you can use to throw the rubble off the ledge of the ramparts. The encounter area is split up in 3 parts, left and right platform and the door in between. Now you will need to split the raid in half between these 2 platforms. Boss will alternate between left and right platform until he reaches 15%, and he will keep casting his frontal cone on whichever platform he's currently on and spawn more rubble that you can pick up. Now why the rubble? Well, each platform will be constantly swarmed by adds climbing up the ramparts and joining the fight. If you're holding some rubble, you'll see yellow-orange smoke along the edge indicating where adds are climbing in, and in good old Castle Siege spirit, you throw the rubble down on a climbing add and it falls down. Now, during testing, the number of adds that spawned on left versus right was pretty much night and day, and I'm gonna assume it was bugged, as an even split would make more sense than whatever we had. Like 5-10 adds up on one side and 1-2 on the other. Would be fun if it goes live like this. One side is the Omega Pepega Pad side, the other Omega Pepega Sad side. Regardless, there are 3 different adds that climb up the walls and one that just plops up, poof! Which is the Magma Mystic. They have a molten barrier that needs to be nuked down fast. While the barrier hold, they pulse out ever-increasing damage on the raid. They will also hurl magma at random players, dealing damage on impact, plus a dispellable dot. Now for the wall climbing adds, we have Zaqali Wall Climbers. They just try to slam the door if they aren't picked up by tank. And the Obsidian Guards, tons of raid-wide damage and targets a random player with a frontal laser. And the Flame-Bound Huntsman. They use Blazing Spear cast at several players, dealing a ton of damage in an 8-yard radius, and after a few seconds it leaves a spear. This spear will explode after a few seconds. Explosions also do damage. But assuming nothing major changes, you will need to, like I said, split the raid into half so each side has tank, healer, DPS, etc. Whenever the Magma Mystic spawn, everyone needs to instantly swap and burst down the Absorb to minimize raid damage. If you're targeted by Flame-Bound Huntsman Blazing Spear, make sure to drop your spear away from the group, if the ad won't die before it goes off. And you want to aim the Obsidian Guards away from the group to avoid beaming everyone if you get targeted by one. It'd be firing at laser, and whenever boss slams its frontal cone, you have to pick up the rubble and throw it down the wall to get fewer ads spawning. Healer mechanic. Now I'm unsure exactly which ad will be the prio here to remove. Each wave seemed to be scripted, but where on the wall they climb, I'm unsure if it's RNG or not. Now the Flame-Bound Huntsman was for sure the most annoying to deal with out of the bunch because the spears was, well, not fun as melee and caused a lot of chaos. So if it stays the same, having fewer of those is probably the way to go. There could also be a case where you save them and use them to skip an entire wave of ads or something like that, since you can hold them for up to a minute. And during all of these ads, you still need to nuke down boss, so whenever he jumps over to a new side, that side needs to be ready to slap boss instantly, and slap hard. And when the boss hits 15%, it stops jumping back and forth and ads stop spawning. His frontal cone now makes flame rain down upon thee, so everyone in the raid deals damage around them in a 6-yard radius after a few seconds following the tank slam, Flaming Cudgel. More importantly though, boss will cast Devastating Slam, and after 6 seconds he lunges at the door, dealing lethal damage split between players near the door. And these players will also take 75% more damage from subsequent slams for 45 seconds, and this stacks. So you will most likely split the raid for these to have fresh soakers for each slam. And if no player soak this, the door trigger barrier backfire and you die. And on top of this, boss will also cast Desperate Immolation, drains the rest of Ignara, the birdie's power, healing him a ton and deals a ton of damage to everyone in the raid. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think of this fight on Heroic. And if you have any questions, hit me up here or become a patron or Twitch sub and get access to the Stankie Gaming Discord. Fastest way to get a hold of me, and it's filled with a lot of useful info and helpful people. Don't forget the usual stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, ring that notification bell. There's tons of guides coming out. I'm also streaming all my progression rating on Twitch, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, Stankie Gaming. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.